Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Taj. Welcome to StarLink.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me today. We appreciate your visit. It's been a great day with a lot of good discussions. So, before we start our conversation, I'd like to ask you about the new Citrix logo. Actually, I found it interesting to see the change implemented. So, why don't you tell us about the story of the new logo?
Absolutely. Well, as you know, for the last 30 years, Citrix has been all about providing the best platform for people to do their work by providing secure access to data and applications. So we decided to reimagine ourselves, and we wanted to put the employee experience at the center of everything that we do. And the pandemic has taught us great things since we've gone through it for the last few months, which is you really need to provide users the space to innovate and to realize their best human potential. And this logo represents this. As you can see from the logo, the X with the dot on the top, we're humanizing our approach. We're doing a big shift right now as an organization to cloud subscription and to cloud architecture. We're trying to modernize the way we support our organizations and our markets to basically remove all the barriers, to provide that ability for innovation and for users to actually have the best experience and the best employee experience without having to be tied to anything. So that type of element for us is to not make work a place, but to make work a space for the best, for unlocking the human potential.
Now, let's talk about the new norm and the pandemic, which came and disrupted many lives and many businesses. How did you see us working together, Citrix and StarLink, helping customers in those difficult times to adapt to the new norm, and how do you envisage this transition into the new norm as we go through the recovery from the pandemic?
All right, I think before we go into that topic, I want to take the opportunity to thank StarLink management, sales team, channel team, technical team for the amazing work you guys have supported us with to enable us to really rapidly serve our customers and across our markets. Very phenomenal work, and we couldn't have done it without you. From the kind of experience that we've actually faced during the pandemic, one of the most important things we have to look at is taking care of our own team members, our employees, to make sure that we provide them the necessary safety in order for them to be well situated to take care of partners and customers. So that was our first and foremost thing we've done. The second thing is we rapidly deployed a lot of programs from consultancy white papers, consultancy guidance to enable customers to turn on the remote work features and the remote PC features. We came up with programs to enable organizations to acquire new licenses through a discounted manner to enable them to add more users to their existing setup to be able to provide remote work solutions. We've also supported organizations that had very complex procurement processes to enable them to situate their teams and then work with them on potentially getting orders out. So we've tried all kinds of things through proactivity and calling on our customers and being ready for even our new customers to embark on an accelerated digital transformation journey to actually adapt to the same thing we wanted to do, which is take care of their own employees. The third thing which is the phase we're in right now is how do we actually move on from all these different rapid things we did and some of the shortcuts that some of our customers made in order for us to solidify business continuity and to really ensure that what was done continues on very solid grounds. And this is where we went back to our customers and started working with them on potentially migrating to the Citrix service, talking about different ways of our application delivery fabric, leveraging and enabling customers to use multi-cloud platforms to cater to that accelerated digital transformation. And a lot of those things also were very, very fundamental for us because our partners were able to scale up with us in order for us to work with those customers on these very, very solidifying deployments that they've actually done.
Nicely put that, and thank you for the recognition. Great job by the Citrix and StarLink team. This takes me to my next question, actually, around the sales team. Usually, when we hear the word enablement, what comes to mind is always technical enablement for the different flavors of engineer any organization may have. So, how about sales enablement, and how do you see that helping you as a vendor in the marketplace, covering this big market and really having the formula working, 1 + 1 = 3?
Look, one thing we've definitely found out during the pandemic, that customers now are very receptive to engaging in virtual meetings, which also means that people have become a lot more productive, to an extent, a lot more busy. So sellers now have new communication channels where we're moving from physical face-to-face to maybe face-to-face or sometimes without any video, communicating with customers to try and pitch to them a solution that they believe strongly about that will actually cater to the customer's objectives. And there's a completely different skill required. And I do believe that, as vendors and as working with you guys as a distributor, when we talk about enablement, we always talk about technical enablement. I think now more than ever, it's extremely important that we actually get our sellers enabled to the next generation new normal skills to enable them to actually sell through virtual meetings in a very compressed time, to basically provide them the ability to do elevator pitches. Because we now understand that organizations have a complete understanding of what they need. They are extremely demanding, they are very limited with time, and they need sellers to come and talk about their business challenges and how these solutions that they are offering will provide them alignment to their business outcome. What's even more important is that sellers are going to need to actually undertake the personal objectives and the business objectives of that particular customer. Because there's also an emotional interest that organizations now, through the leaders of the CIOs and the CDOs and that technical line of business, they also have their own vested interest on how can they actually sustain that transformation that they've actually started a few months ago. And they're going to be open to anybody that can provide that value. So the person who's going to win the heart and mind of that customer to take it to the next level is actually the seller. And the seller is the force multiplier for us as vendors. I mean, we as vendors have a limited capacity in terms of how much sellers we can actually deploy on the ground. It's the power of the channel. Leveraging the power of the channel is what's going to make things to customers a lot more easier to understand. So if we invest in the partner and sales community now, we're going to be able to really support our markets and our customers in a much better way.
Okay, that's great. And I have good news for you today. On the back of FY21 strategy, StarLink Connect, we believe in the sales enablement, and we have just kicked off a new initiative, which is all about enabling our very own sales team. And this is about investing in the StarLink workforce who goes and meet the partner and customer to be enabled to demonstrate the technology in a structured and a professional way. So we kicked off this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm pleased to share with you that this week and next week is all about Citrix and, by the way, Nutanix, which makes us really the solution provider for our customers as we integrate those solutions together to answer their demands and help them overcome their challenges. We are always going with best of breed, and we couldn't think of a better formula than Citrix and Nutanix. So we're gonna make sure that every single seller at StarLink is Citrix certified, and this is gonna happen within the course of the coming 10 days. And we are looking forward to work with you.
This is amazing news, and I really thank you and the management team of StarLink for that dedication, and I look forward to the results and working myself and my team with your team in taking that value to our markets. Thank you very much. Very good.
Thanks, Dad, and thank you for the visit today. It was a pleasure hosting you at
StarLink. Very well spent day, and I really appreciate your hospitality and the very, very fruitful discussion that I've had with you and the leadership team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to your next visit.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Thanks again.
Thank you.